In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create an X-ray CRT effect in After Effects. Starting off, make sure to import your clip and then right click right here, go to new and make a new adjustment layer. And then for our first adjustment layer, I'm going to bring in S_blur mode curves, drag it in right there. Make sure warp X and warp Y is all the way on reflect. I want to head over here right to Z-Dist, create our first keyframe. And then for the first one right here, we're going to go about right here, open up my timeline. I'm going to move my first keyframe right here to the first half of our layer. So instead I might actually push it right here, so about right there. Then I'm head towards the middle of our clip or our adjustment layer, so about right here. And then I'm going to bring down our Z-Dist from 1 all the way to 20420, and it's going to actually zoom in our clip right here. So then I'm going to copy our keyframe right here and then go about right here, and I'm going to repaste our keyframe so it stays right here so it doesn't move once we add our next keyframe. So about some frames after here, about right here, I'm going to bring it back up to all the way to 1 so it zooms it back out to its original place right here. Once after you add all your keyframes, make sure to highlight them and then ease them by pressing F9. Once after that, I'm going to click this out and then I'm gonna close that out and then make a new keyframe. Not make a new keyframe, make a new adjustment layer. So this is gonna be our second adjustment layer right here. Next, once I already have my adjustment layer selected, I'm gonna add invert, drag and invert, and then make sure our channel is on RGB. I'm gonna close it out right there. And then next, I'm gonna add noise. Go down here, drag and noise. I'm gonna make sure use color noise is not checked off, and then I'm gonna put our amount of noise from 0 all the way up to 23%. So once after that, I'm gonna close that out. Next, I'm gonna add our last and final effect just for this adjustment layer, which is gonna be glow. I'm gonna go right here, drag it in right there, and it's gonna actually make our video much brighter and it's gonna give a nice glow effect. But in order to get rid of this harsh points right here, I'm gonna go over here to glow threshold and bring it down from 60 to around 56. So it's going to increase our threshold a bit, and then I'm going to bring up our radius around a 56. Then I'm going to go to our second adjustment layer right here and open up our timeline to see our keyframes. Next, I'm going to follow these exact keyframes for this part right here. I'm going to go to our glow threshold and create our first keyframe. I'm going to put our threshold from 60 all the way up to 96.5. And it's gonna start dimming down our clip so it's not as bright. Then I'm gonna follow these exact same keyframes. I'm gonna bring it down from 96 all the way to 68.2. So once after that, I'm gonna copy my keyframe like how I did earlier and copy it to our second keyframe right here. Once after that, on our next keyframe right here, once it starts zooming out. So once after that, I'm gonna go right here to our first keyframe, copy it and paste it. Paste it. And then you can see right here how it's starting to glow in once it starts zooming in right here. Stays like that, and then once we zoom out, the glow effect kind of dissipates or just disappears. Once after that, I'm going to highlight all of our keyframes, then ease them. And then once after that, I'm going to close out this adjustment layer right here, close that out. And then I'm going to make our new adjustment layer, which is going to be our final adjustment layer we're going to be using on this full effect. So for the first effect we're going to add is going to be signal. I'm going to drag it in right there. I'm going to put our signal strength at 86. And bring our signal amplification from 1 to 3. Then I'm going to go over here to cutoff filter and bring it from 88 to 201. Then I'm going to go over here to emulating VHS and change it from VHS_SP to VHS_LP. Then I'm going to go over here to luma modulation and then turn off our tape errors. You can see right here how it gives a slight change to our clip. It's not a big change, but you can obviously tell by just turning off the tape errors. So once after you follow those steps, you're going to close out our signal effect right there. And then what you're actually going to do is open up our opacity by pressing T on your keyboard. And then once again, we're actually going to follow the same keyframes that we used on our 2 other adjustment layers. So starting off, I'm going to put our opacity right here at 0. Then I'm going to go right here to our second keyframe and just bring it up all the way to 100. I'm going to copy our keyframe right here. Then I'm going to paste it. Go to our first keyframe, copy it, and paste it. Highlight all of our keyframes, and then ease it. And make sure to save our project so we don't lose no progress. And apart from that, that is how I created an X-ray CRT effect in After Effects.